not, we are so random. You bring the darkness to the light, split the atom. I ignore the fact that this will never last. Your words come out so soothing that I forget that this thing is confusing. Having such a blast, but don't ask where my head is at. Cause I'm cruising through the rush of us. I don't care about love, just need your touch. Want you to be my vice, 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 vice. I'm all about your vibe, vibe, vibe. Me and you got that good, yeah, but I'm running like I'm lost in the woods, yeah. I don't really care, cause I just like it here. Me and you can't get enough, no, you know, acted, but I know this is a bluff, though. Having such a blast, but don't ask where my head is at. Cause I'm cruising through the rush of us. I don't care about love, just need your touch. Want you to be my vice, 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 vice. I'm all about your vibe, vibe, vibe. Want you to be my vice, 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 vice. I'm all about your vibe, vibe, vibe. Want you to be my vice, 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 vice. I'm all about your vibe, vibe, vibe. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just Turn it up.
Hey streamers, it's Q&A day around here at Go Live Now, the show I do in partnership with my favorite Mac streaming software, Ecamm Live. Also, you can ask any questions. Do you want to know something about Ecamm Live specifically? Do you want to know something about general live streaming tech, audience growth? Whatever. That is what today is all about. So 3 rules for you. Go ahead and put a Q in front of your question to make sure you get your question in my queue that's sitting right over here. Number 2, don't ask your question twice. We will get to it. And number 3, super chats do take priority. So if you want to jump to the top of the queue, you certainly can. Now, I have to say, we did actually have something planned. It was a tech demo, and it's an awesome topic. And my demo was not working. So I'm having some problems with probably my network. Once again, I'll probably be changing things up with my whole network as a whole. Yeah, we will still do that video all about 5 different ways to bring your phone in as a webcam. No, it wasn't just gonna go a little awry. It was gonna go a lot awry today when I was prepping and testing or setting up for today's show. So I was just like, you know what? Let's kill it. It's a holiday anyway. Let's just have some fun together as a community. I am quite tired. If you can't tell, I may not know words today. Here in the States, it's the 4th of July. Observed today, yesterday was actually the 4th, and fireworks are banned in this area because it's so dry. But of course, some people, no matter what, they just do it anyway. So they could have started a big fire because it is so dry, but they didn't care. So I was pretty much sleeping on the floor, trying to sleep on the floor with my dog, who was very, very not happy. She gets so scared. It's so sad. It's just so frustrating. But I vote yes on fun. All right. I like to have fun as well. I see a bunch of questions already coming in. University. That's what I was just explaining. I can kind of go over that quickly with you, but I was doing a full-on demo and showing you all of the different ways. But essentially, a couple of the different things or apps that you can use. Camo Pro, you can use Epoch Cam, NDI, and those are wireless options. But you can also bring your phone in via USB just by plugging it in and using the Shoot app. It sounds funny to say, but it's an app on the iOS device called Shoot, and that will allow you to bring in your camera minus basically clean, like clean HDMI. It's like a clean signal. But I was going to give you all sorts of different scenarios and ideas and set them up for you. I still will do that, I promise you, but my network was not playing well with the wireless options today, so we will tackle that another day. Okay, so I see a ton of questions coming in. So let's get to it. Shishang says, did you ever get the speeds you're paying for with your ISP? Nobody ever does. It's a myth. Magical numbers that don't exist. But no, actually I have in the past. With my current provider, I certainly do not. And I actually had, I won't name names today, but one of the tech people that came to my place to troubleshoot, it was for some other things, but I mentioned, like, I'm not getting anywhere near a gig that I'm paying for. And I get like 120 to 150 and rarely up to 200. Like, come on, right? I'm paying good money for that gig speed, but he told me without telling me in such words that it's a thing with this company, with a lot of companies, but he was like, yeah, you might have to switch. He was like, okay, yeah. No, it's actually not Comcast, but again, not naming names. And, Comcast has been known to do something similar. 1/10 of the speed. I know, it's pretty bad, but I think I will be switching because no matter, even the speeds, like the speed is fine, whatever. But I seem to have other problems with the network itself too. So if you do have those types of things, you can always check your router. My router is a little older, so I might be switching out my router, things like that. So there is definitely a lot of things that you can do to increase the speeds that you get. In UK, speed is guaranteed or you get your money back. Check after every 5 minutes to see if I can get a refund, saying you're killing me. That's pretty awesome, though, that you do get like guarantees. That's pretty cool, actually. I quit the service. My internet service is the most expensive internet. Yeah, definitely. Routers play a massive part in it. However, it is, even though it's older, it is still, it should be still getting those bigger ones. And I've also tested other routers, and it wasn't an issue. It wasn't the router being the problem for the speeds itself. Maybe other network issues since it is older, though. Always room for tech improvement. Kathleen speaks truth. Truth. All right. Again, if you just joined us, we did switch the topic today because demo fun. But we are here to answer all of your questions. If you have questions about live streaming in general or Ecamm specific, I'm ready to go into demo mode and show you how to accomplish things in Ecamm. By the way, if you want full tutorials, you can get those and a free trial if you're not already on Ecamm right here at livestreamingpros.com/Ecamm. Also, we are I don't know what we have pinned to the chat comments, but if we can pin the link to, if you're a new customer to Ecamm, they are running a promotion right now for 30% off your first payment. So if you go for the year plan, the annual plan, guess what? you get a much bigger discount. So if you are new to Ecamm, if you've been on the fence, if you're like, maybe I should upgrade, maybe I should test this Mac software, then now would be the time because it's going to make a massive difference to your production possibilities and quality. $5 super chat. Thanks, Daniel. Oh, appreciate you. Wait, I missed another super chat, didn't I earlier? I feel like I did. Oh, wait. Oh, it was Einar. Of course it was Einar. Of course. Thank you so much for the super sticker, Einar, as well. All right, next question. Nika, member for a year over at LSP. Thank you, Nika. Is there a simple way to share screen on Ecamm? Do you need 2 monitors to see what it looks like as you share? Okay, so Nika, 2 monitors help for sure. If you don't have 2 monitors, then let me show you what you'll do. So it's just a matter of moving kind of things around, right? So if you have these 2 windows, that can be super helpful. So if you're going to, I'm just going to build out a brand new scene here so I don't mess with my current scenes. And if I go into the share mode, the pip mode, then I've got my, oops, hold on. I gotta, hold on. Let me get rid of the super chat real quick. I messed with the super chat window. So we've got the camera itself, which of course you can go into round mode. You can go into whatever kind of mode you want, do something like that. But right now it's actually sharing my other screen. So given the scenario that you're wanting, which is the same screen, then I'm going to go to primary display and don't look. Let's open up. Hold on. Wait, I'm going out of demo mode real quick. Wait, you're still seeing it. Doesn't matter. Okay, let me just get a new window over here. Here. I'll just, I know. All right, so now we've got a Chrome browser, right? So if we've got the Chrome browser that we're working with, then you can, kind of do this. You could actually go into here and show Google Chrome, right? Specifically, create professional live video. That was this one. And so now, as you can see, I've got all my windows filling everything, so I can't really control the window and browse. But if I position my windows in Ecamm differently to be able to control that, then you're going to need to maneuver and make sure everything is set correctly, of course. But this is just kind of showing you what you can do. Then you can really control, like have everything here and use this as a way to see what you've got going on, what you're controlling. And you could even make it super small like that so that you can fill the screen and do your demo of the Chrome browser or a presentation. So hopefully that helps you understand kind of how you're going to be doing that within a, hold on, let me just make sure I go back here. How you're going to be doing that within the same monitor. 2 monitors, as you can see, definitely make a difference and make it a whole lot easier for you to accomplish that. But it is possible. It's just you need to plan that out. Like I would not set that up while you're live. I would set it up for that demo or that screen share that you want to accomplish. I would set that up before you go live, arrange your windows so that you can see everything, right? Okay, Nika, you're very welcome. And they make, like, this might be a better option even, right? So they make, USB monitors, right? If you are on the go, I don't know, Nika, why you don't have a second monitor set up or if it's a personal preference thing. But some people, while you're traveling and you want to do that screen share, if you don't have a lot of room, you don't want to buy a full second monitor. Anyway, I was trying to remember where I put my USB monitor. I haven't used it in like a year because I used to take it to Starbucks. I haven't gone to Starbucks in a year. So if you get it like a small portable USB monitor, you can just attach that, set Ecamm up on that, or set your Chrome browser or presentation up on that. You could also do this iPad wise, right? So you have a lot of options for a second monitor that isn't a full-on monitor set up in your studio. So I would, sorry, nose itch. I would look at that option as well so that you have that fuller capability. Specifically, when I mentioned the iPad, you're looking at the app side, or well, it's actually built in, but Sidecar is how you would share that. So Nika, I think you have a lot of options at your disposal. It's just a matter of what your setup is and what you need to do, right? Okay, next question. Oh, by the way, new member. Thank you so much, David Leopold. Thank you so much for becoming a member over at the LSP channel. I was like, what is it? Awesome. Also, speaking of live streaming pros and 4th of July, because we were talking about that, you know, a long time ago. We did actually release these new animated overlays for free, completely for free for the Ecamm community and the LSP community. So we'll drop that link. You can actually just go into the here. You can go into the Livestream Pro store and I'll just show you where that is. It's in the Just for Fun section. And you can get a whole lot of other things on the store as well. Overlays, money falling, confetti, fireworks. It is free. So you can just download that, load it into Ecamm, and you'll be able to celebrate anything. This is not just for 4th of July. Obviously, not everybody's in the States. But New Year's, right? You'll have it at your disposal at New Year's. But also, you have the ability to use this for celebrations of all kinds. You could use confetti, you could use falling money, you could use fireworks, and you could use anything for celebration. So super chat, right? So I didn't reactivate my super chat. Let me do that now. Marcus, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Coming in with the fireworks, yay! So you can do fun things like that and celebrate your audience, giveaway winners, things, anything that's worth celebrating or going like, yes, for you could use those fireworks. So they're completely free while you're on the store. If you see anything else, there's a lot of options for increasing the production quality of your Ecamm setup. You are very welcome, Anthony. I'm glad you guys are liking it. Exactly. And the fireworks won't terrify your pets. Looks like my dreams. I know, right? Like, oh, yes, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Michael, if you're trying to re-download items that you've purchased from the LSP store before, if you search for those in your email, like search the keyword of whatever you bought in your email, or you could just search live streaming pros. And that you'll have the email with the download link. If you can't find that, if you've deleted, if you're not like me and you delete stuff, like why wouldn't you just archive it? But some people delete things. You can just email support@livestreamingpros.com and Callie and your tech coach Kathleen will get you taken care of. Okie dokie. Next question. Piyush, could you name some encoders that I could use for multiple cameras? I have two cam links, but I remember last time you suggested not to use them as it brings too much load on the motherboard. So you're not going to plug in two cam links or two of the same brand capture card, not brand, but model, into the computer on that motherboard. You're right. But you can use the dock. You can use an external dock. Whoa. Racer girl, thank you so much for the super chat. What? It's nice to see you here. Thank you. I do not if you know. Can you clarify that question? All right. So I saying? Yeah, so you could use the dock, like the Caldigit TS3i, if I got that model right, but we can link to that, and that you can plug multiple cam links into, right? So that will like allow you to do so, but yeah. The original question was what other ones? The HD60 S Plus is also a fantastic option, also from Elgato. And then we have a variety of other capture cards that we've been testing. Daniel featured a couple of those on his on last Monday's live stream. So that was, I got it right. Yes. I always screw up the like. I get them mixed up. I'm like T3S plus. Oh no, I said I, not plus. Okay, I didn't get it right. So the TS3 Plus is what it is. All right, so keep those questions coming. We are continuing to answer. Remember, super chats do take priority if you want to jump to the top of the queue. Let's see, next question. If you had to choose, Be More Super says, which would you live stream to Facebook or YouTube and why? Are you asking me or are you asking for you? Because everybody's different. So there is not a perfect platform for everybody. So you need to determine whether or not your audience is more likely on Facebook or YouTube. I love both for different reasons. So if you're creating searchable content, things that people are already looking for the answers to, then YouTube is a fantastic option for you, right? So that is, you need to determine where your audience is. And in our content workshop, we actually walk you through a series of questions and exercises to do to determine that, to help you understand what the pros and cons of each platform are. But essentially, YouTube search. Facebook is more network based. So if one person likes it, your content, then the algorithm will send that out to their friends and then their friends, right? And so it's more network based. So those are kind of like the higher level look at the two different ones. University. Oh, I already answered that. Daniel, what's one item on your Ecamm Live wish list for a future release? Obviously. Okay, no, I'm not going to go for the obvious. You know what? You already know the obvious, simulcasting, things like that, right? The big asks from the community. But I will say this is something I sent to them recently. My biggest request is the ability to do two things. There are two requests that I have. One, in the scenes, I want to be able to search my scenes because you can see how many I have. Like, I can't always find what I'm looking for, right? So I want to be able to search my scenes. And then secondly, I want to be able to randomize a music folder, right? Or sound effect folder, but really music. So I want to be able to like kind of shuffle that. And also search for music. So the search thing is like the biggest thing in my book. Yeah, search scenes coming in with a big yes on that one. And so those are, yeah, I would love to hear you guys. What are your top requests for Ecamm Live? All right, next up is... CRM says, what's the best way to bring in online viewers to our church live stream to the website? We want to acknowledge them. Could we do Zoom and stream to the website simultaneously? Are you wanting them on like an interview style? So like if we were to do like this interview style, is that what you're looking to do? Like where you have you and then you have your guest? That's what I'm hearing from you. So in that case, you can use Ecamm Live to do just that using their interview feature. So that allows you to send a link Now, you would have to pre-qualify these people, right? Or you could open it up to the community and just throw a link publicly to them. But you have the ability to bring in 4 guests at a time. And so you can do that through Ecamm. If you don't have Ecamm already, CRM, be sure to take advantage of their summer sale using the link that we're dropping in the comments right now. It's lsp.tools/Ecamm, or you can go here and click the trial link. But it's 30% off your first payment. And so it has all of the capability to do all of those things, right? Now, the second part of that question is send them to the website. So you need to choose a platform that you're then embedding onto your church's website. You could do YouTube Live. Now, YouTube Live is not as secure, but it's free. You could do, you could basically embed that onto your website, and then everybody can see it and chat. You'll have all of the YouTube stuff, logos, end cards where they're sending people to other videos at the end of your video, on the replay, et cetera, et cetera. Or you could use something like Vimeo Live, which is more costly, but more, secure, more dedicated, more options, more control, really. And so those are a couple of different options. There are all kinds of options out there, but yeah. Could you get a gallery view? Yeah, so here, let me show you. Thank you, Marcus, for this super sticker. Oh, wait, super chat. Sorry, my USB microphone on the M1 Air stops working randomly. Have you tested another port? Try another port, see if that's the case. It could be the cable as well, Marcus. So try troubleshooting from that perspective, and you're gonna maybe find the solution, right? So try changing out the cable, try different ports, and make sure that if you have another USB mic, try that as well, just to see if you can find where that point of failure is. Okay, so if I go into, let me show you, we have the 4 interview, right? So you could have the gallery view like this. You could have 5 interview. All of these graphics we sell at the Live Streaming Pro store. But you could also, if I go into demo mode here, build out, hold on, let me go into demo mode. I'm gonna build out a brand new scene and just go into the camera, right? And then what I'm gonna do is open up my interview and turn that on. Okay, now I have the ability to add this guest right here. I could add another guest. I could add another guest. And I could add another guest, right? So we have the gallery view that way without graphics at all if you're trying to do it on the fly. That would be a great way to do it on the fly, or if you're setting it up with a full-on production ahead of time, adding those graphics can really enhance the view for people and the attention span. So there are a couple of different options for you. All right, Tommy for Marcus is also recommending check to see if there's a standy switch or a gain control that has been changed accidentally. Yeah, checking your scenes definitely can be helpful. All right, you are very welcome, CRM. Okay, next question. Renee, member for 2 months. Really? 2 months? Welcome, Renee. Great streaming software for Mac, or the greatest streaming software for Mac? It's Ecamm. Ecamm is definitely the greatest streaming software for Mac. Sorry if I had said that incorrectly before. My apologies. Let's see. Mushin, I hope I'm saying your name right. I just tried using interview mode and everyone said that my audio is very low and they can barely hear me. No problem on the guest side. Is there anything that I missed in the settings? No, so are Are you saying that the audience is saying that you have low audio, or are the guests not able to hear you? So you could make sure that you're adjusting audio, right? So in your sound levels section here, when you have the interview on, you're going to see interview right here. And so you're going to want to make sure that you're adjusting audio from here, which is your source, and you'll have audio sources, individual guest audio sources here. So it might be that they're not getting you. I'm not sure whether it's the audience or whether it's the guests that are not hearing you very well. You could also play with echo cancellation off and on to see if that makes any difference for you. If not, then I would reach out to support for Ecamm and see, because there shouldn't be any problem like that. Marcus, what are you doing? How many super chats is that today? Oh wait, you get fireworks! Oh, I do love the free fireworks because I love fireworks. My dog doesn't. So all the joy has been sucked out of fireworks because it's so traumatic for her. Like I can't enjoy them. I get pissy when people do it. Anyway, so now that we have those free fireworks, I'm like, yes, I enjoy fireworks again. Okay, so what icons are on your desktop was Marcus's super chat question. The icons on my desktop are assets that are being sent to me from the magical Mr. Paul Dixon. So that's really all that I have on the desktop. I do go through and clean it up from time to time, and that way I don't have anything. But I actually prefer to have things on the desktop that I can kind of easily see, but I don't actually look at the desktop view. So anyway, that's a whole other discussion. But oh, well, you'd have to ask the magical Mr. Paul Dixon. Is Paul in here today? I don't think I've seen him comment. I don't know, but we can add it to the list of requests for you, Henry. How about that? I can't promise anything. I'm not allowed to promise things. But yeah. Oh, good point, Daniel. So here's the deal. As we talk about the desktop icons and organization of files and file management, storage of all of the videos that you're creating, we've gotten a ton of requests for training on file management and storage options and what the best ways are to go about those, whether cloud or local, or what the pros and cons are of them, specific models, things like that. So what we're doing is actually for our Streamer Accelerator members, we have an upcoming training. I don't know the date on that just off the top of my head, but we have an upcoming training on file management and storage. So Streamer Accelerator members, that is private because it's not really a public kind of conversation in depth like that. But if you're a Streamer Accelerator member, that is coming up. I haven't even told them that yet, but Daniel was like, hey, while we're talking about your desktop icons, and I promise to put into place some of those tips that we have in that training. Yes, actually, and you can actually tell Ecamm itself not to show icons. Did you all know that? Okay, and maybe I should just turn that on while we're talking about it. Okay, hold on. I gotta find it. I'm not sure I know where it is off the top of my head, but we got this. Screen sharing. I bet it's in there. Show everything without, let's see. Include desktop icons right there at the top. Include desktop icons. So I'm going to keep that off so that y'all don't make fun of me anymore. Boom. Y'all will never know. Let's see. CRM, thank you so much for the super chat. Fireworks! What happened? Wait, hold on, CRM. Okay, Okay, super chat question. Can I send my Ecamm output to our website via Subsplash and to Zoom at the same time? I have Ecamm Pro. So Ecamm can't I don't know what Subsplash is, but I'm guessing that's a private service. So Ecamm doesn't simulcast at the moment, right? So you're sending out a single signal. You can use something like RESTREAM for simulcasting. And that's actually what I'm using today. So I'm sending my full Ecamm signal to RESTREAM for simulcasting, where it's sending out to 4 different locations today. And so if you have the ability to, like, you can check RESTREAM to see if they have Subsplash as a native integration, or if it gives you an RTMP address and code, then you'll be able to bring that into RESTREAM. So there you go, some options for you. Yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about. Well, so, you know, SSD always better, but USB might be better for you in your particular situation. You got to understand what your setup is, right? That's why we're having that full training and conversation. It's actually going to be a bit of a mind hive, because a lot of people use a lot of different options. So you'll be able to learn the best option for you. Oh, yeah, they're only free until you use the first batch. No, I don't know. I think I had hit something on my Stream Deck that killed it for a second. Okay. Oh, that training is July 13th, I'm being told. July 13th is the storage and data management training. We've actually got just a ton of training coming up that we've booked for Streamer Accelerator members, including the road to 100K subs with Christian Reddy, Launchpad Astronomy. You've seen him in here a lot. He's going to be sharing tips and lessons learned, mistakes made, and best practices. He just hit 100K on his YouTube channel. So congratulations to Christian. Wait, come on. Honestly, sometimes this is the only complaint I have about Stream Deck. Sometimes I'm not sure why it's been doing that lately. There we go. Congratulations, Launchpad Astronomy. He is fantastic, by the way. You guys have to check him out. But yeah, he'll be doing a training on that. Kat is going to be doing a training on the entire content production flow from pre to post, and also, like, you know, organization of that content prep. We've got, gosh, so many. Renee is coming in. We're going to be talking about this guy. We're going to be talking about, that's, I think, in August, is coming up in August. We're going to be talking about membership incentives. So, like, how do you move people from free into a membership model? Like, what content do you choose to give them there? He and I do it very differently. So we're going to kind of team up and talk about different options, different content, different incentives, things like that, so that you understand what to kind of like, how to move people, right? All right. Hey, Dante Gaming, good to see you. Okay, next question. Let's keep going. Rob Hitch, I get system audio working on some scenes, but not others, yet I have system audio set to be on all the time. And preferences, any ideas? Rob, are you still around? Can you tell me maybe a little more details about that? It's hard to know without seeing how you're setting it up, but if you're not getting system, okay, let me back up here. System audio doesn't natively go to all scenes because you're not sharing anything system-wise, right? You might look into loopback to fix your problems, or that might be, I can't see how you have things set up, so I'm having a little difficulty like kind of understanding where the problem might be. But you could do a couple of different things. Go into the Ecamm live community and post about, you know, like show that setup and see if we can work through that. But also, loopback might be a good option for you as well. All right. Hey, Bobby. Okay. Yes. Yes. We've got oh, so much great stuff happening in Stream Accelerator. I'm so excited about it. Animal Paradise. Hi. I have original Ecamm Live. I want to switch to beta. How do I do that? Will I lose my scenes? Okay. Great question. So, right here in your main Ecamm, you're going to click export selected scenes, and then you're going to click on the right thing first. You're going to click on the folder level, and then you're going to export, and then you're going to export that. You're going to get a file that when you download beta, and it's going to be a separate installation, so you can have both sides running on the same computer, the main Ecamm Live, and then your beta version. Thank you so much, Iman. I'm going to come to your question really quick here, just a second. And so you're going to export, and then you're going to look for that file on your desktop once you have beta installed, and import that directly into. You'll want to check all of your scenes, make sure everything imported correctly, check audio sources as well, make sure everything is set before you use it, but everything kind of just transfers over. So that's really super helpful feature. And by downloading beta, you just need to look for the beta download. It works just like any other downloaded app. Amen. Super chat. How do you make comments for members only? Are you asking, I think what you're asking is how we go into, like on Fridays, we go into member only chat. That is a functionality of YouTube. I think that's what you're asking. So let me know if not. But yeah, that's a functionality of YouTube. You do have to be monetized and have membership turned on your channel, and you have to hit certain requirements to get there. But if you have that capability, then you'll see the ability to go into members mode, member chat, and you can also do private member only streams. So, but you just should make sure, make sure that you have that turned on if you're there. Perfect. Okay. Thank you so much for the super chat, Eamon. Let's see. Just me. Do you offer no program of becoming a remote producer using Ecamm? We actually have a video coming up using that, and we've also tackled that in the past. Maybe look on the Livestream Pros or Ecamm YouTube channel and search to see if you can find that it's a little bit of an older video, but we are tackling that content again soon. And so, yeah, so hopefully that will be a good start for you. Randy, I have an A10 Mini Pro and want to get a small monitor to show the multi-view. Is a 7-inch monitor too small? Do you have recommendations? So yay, just got the 30% off Ecamm yearly. Great, Randy, love it. So, is it too small? That's a personal preference thing. 7-inch is totally acceptable if you don't need to see details, right? If you're not trying to like edit text or like see really fine-tuned details, then it's totally fine because you can see enough of the view to know what you're pushing. If that's like your kind of primary purpose. Oh, that's right. I'm backing up here. I'm sorry, Daniel, I did not see that. You are right. I totally screwed that beta question up. You're right. It actually works off of the same database. So when you have both Ecamm and beta installed, it's actually seeing the same. I haven't opened up the regular Ecamm in a long time, actually. I actually removed it off my taskbar at the bottom because I haven't opened it ever. Like, I never use it. So thank you so much for that clarification. Who was it that asked that? Animal Paradise, yeah. So you just open it up and it's actually the same scenes. Sorry, thank you. Marcus, thank you so much for the super chat. I love the new LSP videos. They are so good. Thank you so much, Marcus. We've been putting a ton of work into that. And making sure that they're educational and entertaining, and we're seeing big results from it. So I'm very happy. Speaking of, if you don't want to miss upcoming cool videos, like Marcus says, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button on the LSP channels and hit that notification button for more. It is such a positive community. I freaking love this community. Y'all are the best. I appreciate each and every one of you. I have beta, but why should I use that instead? So beta, I'm sorry, I'm kind of popping back and forth here between super chats and, and relevant questions and our queue. I'm getting to all of the questions as quickly as possible. But beta has features that are in testing, right? So the difference between the two is that you're going to have newer features that are not public release just yet in beta. So that's pro. That's the pro of it, right? You're like, yay, I have new features that not everybody has. But the con of it is that it is a beta. And those features sometimes can be buggy in any beta of any software of any platform. So you just have to be willing to deal with some bugs if you're going to use beta. And if you're doing like a paid production of any kind, I wouldn't use beta, use the public release for that. But also, thank you so much, Animal Paradise. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super sticker. But also, I've also not known Ecamm Live Beta to really be that buggy. There was one beta that I had some problems with. Outside of that, out of all of the beta releases that they've put out, I so rarely have any problems. So they're pretty solid because Glenn and Ken are just so particular and so good at what they do. So it's, I can't say to you, because everybody has different risk tolerances. I'm able to deal with anything that might come up, and so it's not that big of a deal. You know what, guys? It's a holiday. I'm going to sit down if you don't mind. I'm tired today, so I'm just gonna sit down and relax. I don't know where the Doctor of Rock is. I was wondering the same thing before. Ecamm Beta is awesome. Like out of all the beta softwares out there, Ecamm is super solid. All right. Sammy, will LSP be releasing an Ecamm overlay pack that is made with Ecamm text overlays, because it's a big thing in the Ecamm community now? Are you asking for an overlay that includes text overlays? I'm not sure that Paul has talked about that, but we can add it to the queue. We can add it to the list of requests. Daniel, if you had to start all over again for the nth time, how many times have I started over? What are the first 3 things you would do to grow your new channel? Great question. The first thing I would do is, I have, if those of you who don't know my history, I have started over completely from scratch from my brand multiple times. And the one mistake that I made, the biggest mistake I made, I would say, is cutting ties entirely and just moving on. Rather than taking my audience on a journey through the process. Now, sometimes that's unavoidable depending on your situation, contracts, blah, blah, blah. But if you can at all, move them with you, explain what's going on, not just be like, all right, this brand's done, this brand is open. That doesn't work. That doesn't help you in the least, and it doesn't help them, because even to this day, I have people joining my streams who are like, wait, you're Callie Lewis. I used to go by the alias Callie Lewis. And they completely lost track of me. To this day, years later, they're like, I lost track. I didn't know where you went. I thought you quit content. I've been doing content for 15 years nonstop. So the fact is that you've got to take them on that journey with you through any transition, through any pivot whatsoever, right? So that is the number one thing that I would do differently on the new channel, is move people with me and not just poosh. The second thing Gosh, I mean, that totally depends, but I would do collaborations right off the start, and really work with my existing network to create kind of, okay, so you know that there's like, have you seen people do like book launches, right? Where it's like there's a launch team, or what do they call them? I think like a launch team made up of viewers, made up of peers, where they're helping you launch this new thing. Renee, didn't you do something similar? Because I remember like you reaching out to me way back then, right? When you started your new thing, didn't like I don't think you did it exactly like what I'm saying, but you did something similar. But where you have this kind of private team ready at the arms, willing to support you, willing to promote you, do a media tour where you're like out there in everyone's face to promote your new channel. So yeah, changing your name will lose you viewers, as I discovered. No, I knew that at the time, but yeah, we were just talking about you, Launchpad Astronomy. Nice to see you here. But yeah, so those are a couple of major things that I would do, and really just make it a big deal as opposed to just kind of moving on and doing a new thing, right? Creating buzz around it is so. Yeah. Marquez, Justine, me, a bunch of awesome folks to help him launch his new channel. Yeah, now that I'm talking about it, I was like, I keep thinking in the back of my head, I could have done more for you. But yes, so hopefully that helps if you're ever going through a transition. That is actually something that I will be, transitions and all of those other things that as you pivot, as you grow, as you expand, like that is some deep stuff that I will be talking about at some point in the future. Like I have plans to really dive into all of my mistakes made through multiple transitions, but also the things that I did right and lessons learned, and how you can do it really well. And I will back up and say part of that is planning for that. So we as human beings don't stay the same. Yeah, hopefully, right? Hopefully you're changing and you're growing and you're testing new limits within yourself. Hopefully you're going to adjust at some point down the road. Oh, I have a hair in my mouth. Sorry. But that's going to happen in the future. Realize that now. You're not going to create the same exact content with the same exact audience for all time. So right now, you need to be planning for that. And the main thing that you need to be doing right now in preparation for that transition at some point in the future is human connection. It's really as simple as that. Knowing your community, them knowing you, opening up personal stories, and really connecting on a human level that rather than just your content purpose. That is what's going to make the biggest difference when a transition or a pivot happens. I promise you that. So start now. And that's why we always talk about being uniquely you. Grabbing your personality into your content and making it a bigger thing so that people are connected to you, not just your content. Yes! I don't know why I went deep voice with that one. Planning? What's that? What? All right, let me get back to other questions. Sorry, I went on a little rant. That's some of my favorite stuff to talk about. Peter, is it a good idea to charge upfront for short online sessions? Absolutely, if your audience will pay for it. Yeah. It depends on kind of how your business model is run, but absolutely you can charge for certain sessions, certain trainings, certain whatever. You can either do that in a membership, you can do them as one-offs, you can do them as evergreen, you can run ads to them, you can get your live audience to buy them, right? Like I was just talking about Streamer Accelerator. That's my membership where we offer deeper training and consistent action, where we basically help you take action as opposed to just sit there and learn, right? And so we have Zoom calls weekly, and we're pushing you, we're challenging you, we're helping you to grow and put all of this stuff into practice. So whether you're doing something like that, where it's like high touch, or whether you're doing a single session DIY, like, or it's a live training and then they take and go, whatever that looks like, you can absolutely and should put that into your business model. So there are lots of different ways to go about that. But you're going to, so there are two ways to build your business. Lots of different ways, but kind of like generally speaking, organic, where you're creating content, and then you have paid programs, paid memberships, paid something to help you grow your business, or you're doing sponsorships. There are a number of different ways that you can create your create content organically and build a business. The other way is like non-content creation and really ad supported, right? So like basically building your audience based off of ads that you run. So like those are two very popular ways of building a business. And my preference, of course, what we focus on is that organic content that then leads to that audience growth and that business growth. Okay, hopefully that helps. Oh, I answered a bunch of these organically. What, Daniel? If you had to eat lunch with somebody, with anyone in the world, who would that be? And why did you choose me and not Callie? Oh, well, Daniel, I mean, I eat lunch with Callie all the time, so I figure you get a chance, you know, get a chance to hang with me. I'm totally teasing. Remember, if you have questions, put a Q in front of your question. Samantha, why is it that when I do a teaser video before I start my Ecamm live, my microphone stops working when I go to the next scene, my live scene? It has happened like 5 times now, been updating software. Okay, so the thing where you say before you start your Ecamm live is throwing me. What I think you're saying is that you're doing a teaser video at the beginning of your stream, and then it's going to the next scene and not having audio. So when you build out your scenes, you're definitely going to want to make sure that if you have a video, so like, let's say we're building out a new scene, we're loading in whatever last video I have, right? So let's just pretend that, sorry, I always move the super chat instead. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this file is that I've loaded in here, but let's say that that's your teaser video. And then you're going to want to make sure that it's set to go to next scene. And then in this next scene, then you're going to make sure that this scene has that audio. It shouldn't be losing audio if you have it set correctly in that scene. Does that make sense? Let me know if that answers that. Well, I didn't want to go on that hike anyway, Callie. Oh, geez. It's hard not to offend people when the people are making you choose, huh? Marcus, one day we'll have that lunch. Michael, has Ecamm Live been tested for any sort of cloud workflow like the M1 versus Amazon AWS? That's probably a question for the Ecamm community. I bet somebody has done some kind of testing or something around that, right? Dan, which lens do you think I should use with the Alpha 6100? I love the 16 millimeter, but not sure if I want to go 1.4 with, what do you recommend? Okay. Well, Dan, we actually have a video that should answer exactly that. So the reason I'm not giving you an exact answer is because I want you to watch that video, and not just because I want you to watch the video, but because it gives you a visual example of the different lenses, right? So you say you love your 16 millimeter. We show you 3 different lenses and how they look in the same exact setup. That way you can visually say, oh, no, I hate that. I don't want to be too far away from my lens. I want to be right up close to my lens, and I want all of the stuff in the background, or I don't. Like, I want you to go watch that visual representation of those different things. That way you can make the best, most intelligent decision for your studio setup, for your personal preference, and for the content that you're creating. So yeah, there you go. I don't know why you say this, but it cracks me up every time. I don't know why it cracks me up every time, because Dobby is so freaking cute. I mean, how can you be like complaining about that? Okay, so I answered that, Dan. Hopefully that video will help. Yeah, your tech coach just posted the link to that video where you can see the different videos examples. Whew, wow. I think what you're asking is if you can bring in an Android device into your Ecamm Live as a second camera. Yeah. I don't think, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not an Android person, but I don't believe Android will come in just via USB. I think you need an app for that, but the NDI app, Camo Pro, works on Android and iOS as well. So those would be a couple of different options to look at. Yeah, Sishang says, I use my 30mm lens just for that reason. I don't want the wide shot. And like, I mean, I have students who have been like, hey, I have this kitchen behind me and I have the 16mm lens and I just want me on screen. I don't want my whole kitchen because then I have to clean it, right? Stuff like that. You got to keep that stuff into consideration. This is my living room, and yes, like if I go lounge on my couch back there, then I have to set up that every time, right? But if I had a smaller or 30mm lens, then you actually wouldn't really see that. But you also wouldn't see my beautiful living room that I designed just for you and for me. So you have to take those things into consideration. Dan says, okay, perfect. Perfect. 1.4 versus 2.8. We also have a video about blurred background, and I think that might be helpful as a second video to watch. But I will say this is 1.4. There are different things. There are different results that you're going to get with 1.4 versus 2.8 based on where your camera is, right? How far away you are from your lens, how far away the background is from you. And so I like the blur. If you don't want as much blur, then 2.8 is fine. Depends on, again, your personal preference of what you're trying to accomplish. The best thing that you can do is evaluate. Actually, if you go to, do I have this in there? I think I have this little cheat sheet in, if you go to livestreamingpros.com/ideas, this goes for all of you. livestreamingpros.com/ideas. You can go, I believe the PDF, and I apologize if it doesn't, but I believe the PDF actually has like a worksheet for you to kind of work through creating your desire zone, right? Your desired look and feel by looking at other examples. We have examples for you in that, but you can also browse around your favorite creators on YouTube and say like, I like that, I don't like that, I love that look, but I would want to change the colors. Whatever that is to you and what look and feel you're creating, that can be super helpful to decide on first before you make lens choices and background set choices. So yeah. Thank you so much, Dan. You're very welcome. I appreciate that you're here asking the questions so that you can learn. Everybody, you guys, you are the best community on the internet. If you want to continue to be part of that community, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell for notifications so that you don't miss our new videos that are coming out. We have some amazing content in the works and on the way for you. That'll be super helpful for you, right? We're focused on high education, breaking it down, breaking complex topics down for you so that you can make the most intelligent decisions for you, not just follow what I say, right? I want you to get it right for you. And oh wow, you're late. You're so late, Paul. Now that Paul's here, we're wrapping it up. But yeah, so Thank you all so much for being an amazing community. Thank you for being here. And remember, if you want your free firework graphics, you can get those for celebrations of any kind, like our super chats and all of the things. Russell says, I must agree. We are the best community on the internet, and very humble as well. Doc, where have you been? Where have you been? We are for sure love this community. This was so much fun. I am very late with Paul and Doc. Doc, Cindy Lou, and Paul, all late, all bringing cookies for the next time. But for now, we're going to dance this baby out. Thank you so much for hanging. And Live Streaming Pros community, I'll see you on Friday. Ecamm community, lots of other great content coming up on the Ecamm channels this week as well. But not for me. I'll see you on Friday, guys. Bye! Wait, I have to interrupt this with a thank you to Dan for becoming a new member. Welcome to the LSP membership. Okay, now we can dance it out. Bye!